Jimmy Stynes is the story of the week. Jimmy Stynes, the first Irishman to come out to Australia, and as an 18-year-old, couldn't kick the ball more than 15 metres and ended up a legend of the game. And more than that, he was someone that contributed to the community, which has been reflected with his being awarded a state funeral. That doesn't apply to too many people. And yeah, he's a man that touched a lot of people, and probably one of the very few footballers outside of Teddy Whitten who has touched every member of every club in the AFL and the wider community. Magnificent man, and as he said in life, he said, just do what you've got to do, and he did that right to the end, even having dinner with his family on the Friday night before he passed away. And you know, just a man who cherished and valued what he had, and was a true inspiration for a lot of people. And you can see that in the young players from Melbourne who have all been touched by his presence and his and the fact that he was there with them, sometimes coming off his hospital bed. Truly an inspirational person. Then if we move on to the
oh, so I was going to ask about his games record. Well, like
oh yeah, well the most important thing with Jimmy Stynes, of course, was 244 games. He's the the games record holder. And when you listen to Inside 360 last night with Connolly from Melbourne Football Club, chatting about the fact that his doctor had to work so hard to keep him on the ground, and obviously he played through a lot of pain and suffering, but that was the man himself. He did what he had to do, and he endured a lot of pain to break that record. And of course, as folklore will have it, but back in 1987, and you know, his first year of senior footy, he infamously ran through the mark at Waverley, and as legend has it, cost Melbourne because Buckenara took the 15-metre penalty, as it was in those days, and kicked the goal, and Hawthorn limped over the line and into a grand final. But look, the Brownlow medal in 1991 was testament to the man himself, that he could come from a man who couldn't kick over a jam tin to turning himself into a legend of the game. And it's a real tribute to him, and he's touched a lot of people. And probably one of the most important assets too, if we look at the football show and we look at Gary Lyon, who, as legend has it, doesn't like too many people, but he loved Jimmy Stynes and spent the last 2 nights with Jimmy Stynes before he went home and when he was in the hospital, and stayed with him all night. So it's a tribute to the man as to what he, the influence that he'd had on Gary Lyon. As confirmed last night on the footy show, with reference to Gary Lyon, and of course Connolly came out and confirmed that 244 games is the game's record. Marcus Ashcroft came close, but fell a little bit short when Marcus Ashcroft was playing with the Lions.
That's consecutive games.
So Jimmy Stynes, 244 consecutive games, and I believe the total number of games he played was 276. So it was an incredible effort. That 3/4 of his games were played in succession. If we can see today in the Herald Sun, a true champ. And so that's Jimmy Stynes, who will be receiving a state funeral, and of course there'll be a tribute match for the Melbourne team against the Western Bulldogs in round 4. But I certainly wouldn't like to be the Lions travelling anywhere near Melbourne in the very first game of the year, because I do believe that having witnessed the man who's wearing Stynes' jumper, Mitch Clark, who today, when interviewed, he was in tears, very, very emotional. So he's only had a pre-season to get to know Jimmy Stynes, so it's obviously made an indelible imprint on him already.